Hey, it's Dave. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about a song called Never Stop by the Brand New Heavies. I've been playing it on bass in my funk band, and I happened to see a guy playing it online, and he was calling some of the chords off wrong, and some of the inversions weren't that correct. So I thought I would show the song, and then I would talk about partial chords, because that's a very interesting thing, and I recently gave a lesson on partial chords, and we'll talk about it. First, let's take a look at the Brand New Heavies song. The song's called Never Stop. The song is basically surrounding an E minor 9 chord. Now, sometimes when I'm playing that chord, I'll play it, then nothing on the 4th string, and then the D and F sharp. You could also play it like, or you could play it as the top 3. You could play it over here as B, D, F sharp. Either way, the opening groove to the song is in that basically that change. There's a couple of times when it goes to the G to the A. I don't really think it does that on the guitar. The guitar is just kind of hammering along, while the piano and everything else goes to the G. Well, the bass goes to the G to F sharp, and the piano goes to the G to the A with an F sharp in the bass, so it's an F sharp minor. Anyways, it gets to the chorus to the song, and the chords to the chorus. I'm going to play them as whole chords first, and then I'll show you how to play them if you're playing along to the record or if you're playing it. So the song starts with a G major 7 in the chorus, to an F sharp 7 augmented, and this is a F sharp augmented, and then I add my pinky in there, but the keyboard is basically holding that 7. To a B11, or you could call this an A over B, to a B7. The next chord is an E minor 9, to an A7 13, to a D major 9. Now, if it's the very end, at the end of the song, they just play it as a B7. But when it comes before the chorus, they play it as a B7 sharp 9. And then they add the sharp 5. So it's like... And that's generally the chords to the whole song. I'm going to show you now how I play it rhythmically when I'm playing it. I play the G major 7 as just B, D, F sharp, and the high B can hit it. But I'm hitting those 3 notes, because everything else is hitting, the bass is hitting the G, everyone's hitting that G, there's no need for me to. And then for the F sharp 7, I can go the A sharp, E, F sharp. Because there's actually, it sounds like at one point the guitar goes. For the B11, I just play an A triad. Again, the bass is holding the B. And then for the B7, I'll usually just slide into the B. But if you want, you could even make it a B7, just A, C sharp, F sharp. Sorry, A, D sharp, F sharp. For the E minor 9 here, I'll play like what looks like a G major 7. And I play G, D, F sharp, because the bass is hitting that E. And the reason why I do is because it's one note from the 713, G, C sharp, F sharp. And for the D major 9, I just play an A triad. and then I play this inversion of B7. F sharp, A, D sharp. So again, it's... And that's basically using what I call partial chords. Now, if you have a song, you'll hear it in songs like, well, the Brand New Heavies do it in another song called Daybreak. But if you look at a song like One of These Nights, at the end of One of These Nights, it's like, one of these nights, in between the wrong and the right. It's just C major 7 back and forth to G major 7. And this is basically what the keys are playing, and the bass is playing C to G. On guitar, I play an E minor triad to a B minor triad. Especially because I'm singing the harmony backups. And so what I'll do is I'll even do a pattern. I'll play like... way it adds a little bit more color, and I'm basically just playing everything. I'm playing everything rootless. I'm not playing the roots on it. And I don't know if Don Felder does it. I have a sneaky suspicion he does, because over the ending of the song, when he plays that G major 7, he then starts playing every inversion of B minor underneath it, and he goes... And those are what I would consider to be like R&B tricks of playing partials. And, you know, you hear it a lot in stuff like... They're basically partial chords. You're not hearing until I'll be around. You know, so you get a lot of partial chords and a lot of R&B stuff. And it's good stuff to know when you're trying to get like an R&B feel. It's also good to know what the bass player is going to be playing and to have an understanding of what's going on musically there. It's not just about knowing your music theory so you can play leads. It's knowing it so you can become a better player and fill in the sound. So it's just to show you that you can play partial chords, let the bass take up some of the slack. You're working as a team. Nobody has to play all the parts. And you know, that's like just me telling you musically how you can make it all fit together. When I see bands play and I'm like, the band, like the guitar and the bass player are fighting for frequency space, or they're fighting for space, nothing bothers me more than a band that just sounds like the guys are playing like simplistic and nobody's thinking about where everyone's sitting in the band. When you listen to like a properly recorded band, or you even listen to bands like Rush, you know, people think like, oh, it's easier when you're dealing with a 3-piece. I don't really think so, because you have the same two people that are fighting for frequency space. But, you know, in that band, they had, Geddy had a little bit of drive on the bass. And what the drive does, it takes away a little bit some of the bottom, and it puts it into a higher frequency sounding bass. And it lets it, so the pocket, that bottom boominess that kind of gobbles up a lot of frequency, kind of disappears, and it makes everything fit a little nicer in. These are just thoughts and ideas that I have. And I just wanted to share them with you. And if you haven't checked out the Brand New Heavies, I would highly recommend either the first album, but the international version, the 92 version of the first album, or the second album, Brother Sister by the Brand New Heavies, is great. And there's a lot of great things and a lot of great chords to learn. You know, you get the Hendrix chord, the B7, but you get it with the sharp 5, which is very much like the last chord in Josie. There's a song by Gene Carn, Don't Let It Go to Your Head, where it's just like there's a Rhodes playing an F sharp minus 7 to a G sharp minus 7, and the guitar is just playing the 7s. It's going. And the bass is playing like. And it's a really interesting sounding song, and there's some nice things that happen there with when you have those colors and those things. And it almost reminds me, that song, of like how Jimmy Johnson approaches guitar, and you can hear him on any of the Muscle Shoals stuff, like I'd Rather Go Blind, or just so many great things that he played on that people don't give him credit for. And there's so many times I would go out to like an open jam, and you know, some singer wants to sing I'd Rather Go Blind. And, you know, you figure there's so many guitar players and bass players out there that do the jams. Everybody knows the song. And when I say know it, they know it, you know, they know the song to the point where they know the song. But then it's like they start playing it, and the bass player will always add a 5. And you'll be like, there's no 5 in the song. And they're like, oh, yeah, you know, she did it live like that in 72. Yeah, it sounds like shit. I don't care who the fuck played with her in 72 live. It's wrong, and it sounds stupid. And it doesn't sound like the song, so play it like the song. And then not one guitar player ever learns like the... They never learn the Jimmy Johnson guitar lines. They just avoid that, and they're just playing an A to B minor. And it's like, you couldn't show me the ultimate of lazy by not going back after somebody's asked you to play the song once on stage at an open jam. You couldn't go home and learn that 2-second line just so the next time somebody asked you to go play it, you would play it right. And I see the same faces playing it every time, and no one plays it right. And it just annoys me, because I look at them and I'm like, you are lazy and you stink. It's like, go back and at least learn the vibe of the song and what the hell Jimmy Johnson's playing on it. Of course, you know better than these guys who played on millions of album sales on records these guys played on, but you know better than them because you play on the weekend at an open jam, not in tune, and can't even play the fucking line. But anyway, I hope this helps somewhat. I wanted to post a video up. Thank you for coming to my channel, and thanks for subscribing. And if there's something you want to see on my channel, feel free to comment to me, or go to my Dave's Guitar channel on Facebook. Try not to add me on Facebook. I mean, if I know some people that I've met through YouTube, I've added them, but I know them. But please don't add me on Facebook. But do join that group, because if you message me there, I'll get it. But it's just a way I can separate my real life from this. And also, I am on Instagram as Dave_Levine, Levine. I'll put it there. And you can also follow me on Twitter at The Big Angry. As always, very good.